So let's move on to the next question, guys. In this question, we are given that 4% of the students at a school who study French also study Japanese. First thing. The second thing is that 10% of the students at the school who study Japanese also study French. Kind of confusing, but let's see. So we have to compare the number of students who study French to the number of students who study Japanese, right? So if you read these two sentences, that 4% students who study French also study Japanese, 10% students who study Japanese also study French. So it's kind of a little bit confusing, right? Let's see. So let's suppose that students who study French, we denote them by F, right? So the students who are studying French, we denote them by F, and the students who are studying Japanese, we denote them by J, right? Okay. Now tell me one thing. It is given that 4% of the students who study French also study Japanese, right? That means, for example, if 4% of the students, right, who study French, so how many students study French? F. So 4% of F means 4F upon 100. 4% of the students who study French. Read till here. That means 4% of the students who study French means 4F upon 100. Also study Japanese. This means these are the number of students who study French and also study Japanese, right? So students studying French plus Japanese. I hope this should be fine because it is given that 4% of the students who study French also study Japanese. So 4F by 100, this means these are the students who are studying French and they're also studying Japanese, right? Similarly, 10% students who study Japanese also study French. So 10% of the students who study Japanese, that means 10J upon 100, right? These are what? These are the students who study Japanese and also study French. So the same thing, right? So these are the students studying Japanese plus French. I hope this is very clear, right? So basically, these two things are the same. If somebody is studying Japanese French or French Japanese, obviously that means the same thing, right? So this means that 4F upon 100 is equals to 10J upon 100. I hope this should be very clear, right? Because these are the number of students who are studying French and Japanese, and these are also the students who are studying both French and Japanese. So we make these two things equal. So if we solve this, that means French upon Japanese, F upon J. F upon J is equals to what? 10 upon 4. So if you solve this, so F upon J is equals to 10 upon 4. This means that the number of students, what was F? The number of students studying French, and what was J? The number of students studying Japanese. So this means the number of students who are studying French upon the number of students who are studying Japanese is 10 by 4, right? This means if there are a total of 14 students, 10 plus 4, 14. If there are a total of 14 students, out of those 14 students, 10 are studying Japanese and 4 are studying 10 are studying French and 4 are studying Japanese, which means the number of students studying French is obviously much more greater because the numerator is greater, the denominator is smaller. So this term, the F term, will obviously be greater, right? So this means this part, the French part, will be greater than Japanese part. So your answer becomes A. So I hope this should be clear. F upon J is 10 upon 4. This means the value of F is greater than the value of J. So that means A is the answer. I hope this is clear.